Hi everyone, this is Cody W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems, and today we're hosting BridgeCom University Live. So every week at Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, we have free live training for all of you guys. So I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up. Wouldn't be possible without you. So today we're going to be covering basically the differences between some of the different handheld radios that are out there and available for you that we sell, and what ones would be right for you, as well as we're going to do a quick tutorial afterwards to show you how to set up a basic Simplex channel. So there's going to be a lot of action packed in here today, but let's see who's in the house. We'll do some shout outs real quick. I saw Ham Radio 2.0 on here, so awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Jason. And let's see who else we have. We have Eric KF0EVP from Northern Colorado. Good morning, Eric. Let's see. Mark KD5L. Good morning, Mark from Louisiana. James N8JVC, Southwest Michigan. Awesome, glad to have you here, James. Samuel KD2TVB from New York. Aaron, good morning, Aaron. We have Bill KE7FPV from Reno, Nevada. Good morning, Bill. Let's see, we have, who else do we have here? We have Bob, W4RYR. Good morning, Bob. Let's see. Harvey, WA2LWX from New York. Aaron, W0ADL from Minnesota. Joe, KD9SRG, Indianapolis. Awesome, glad to have you here, Joe. Let's see, Richard. Rich, oh, didn't catch your call sign. Adam, KC7NKP. Good morning, Adam. Awesome, so thank you all for showing up. We're going to get started here in a minute, but before that, I want to do a couple quick announcements. We are giving away a brand new 878 Plus radio on this stream today. Now, you do have to be present to win, but make sure you sign up for this live stream for the giveaway. We're going to give one away live today, so one of you could win this. After that, after the stream, later today, we're actually announcing a new big giveaway, just like the giveaway we had last month. We're getting ready to announce the new one, so you want to stay tuned for that after the stream later today. We're going to announce that, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So these are the primary three handheld radios. We have the AnyTone 868, the 878, and 878 Plus. The Plus model is very similar. We'll touch on that in a minute. So I just have one to represent those. And then we have the 878 UV2 Plus that just came out. So let's go ahead and go through some of the differences here. So the 868, it's a little bit older. Came out a while back. We've had them for quite a while. They may not be around forever at this point, but it's a good radio. It's dual band DMR, so it's going to allow you to talk DMR, analog, everything like that. It will do basic digital APRS transmit, no analog, and it doesn't receive anything like that. And it has a little bit of VFO programmability, but it's very limited there. You can't do a lot of customization and programming from the front panel. And you can change the boot image as well. So very solid radio, but there are some big improvements came with the 878 series. So on top of what it will do, all the cool features it has, the 878 added it's got a 200,000 digital contact list capacity, and then it also does digital and analog APRS transmit. So this will only do the digital, whereas this will actually do digital and analog APRS transmit. So that was a big deal for a lot of people. Now this also comes with a better stock antenna. The 868, I don't know if this is an 878 antenna. We might have an 868 antenna around here somewhere, but this one is not as good of an antenna as what the 878 comes with. So right out of the box, you're getting some better value for your money there. And then you also have almost full VFO programmability with these. This radio, you can add channels, you can customize zones, you can create talk groups. You can do almost everything from the front panel, which is really neat. If you're out in the field, or I know there's some people out there who don't like using the computer to program. They just want to add their basic channels. This works great for that. This radio you can type in a VFO frequency, but in terms of a lot of the customization, editing channels, you can't do a whole lot with it on the VFO. This one will do all of that, and it works great. It also added support for AES 256-bit encryption. So if you're a commercial user, get the commercial version of this radio, it actually will support that encryption standard as well. So, just have a lot more features with this radio. And not only that, it actually has some more fun features as well. So with this radio, you can not only customize the boot image, but now you can customize the background. So we can see here we have a fancy background instead of just a black screen. And you can actually put on any image you want. You can create your own image. You can have a picture of your dog or your cat, or have a cool picture of a mountain. I know some people who do that. Or a lot of people like to just change up the colors a little bit, like I've done here. Now, not only that, you can also customize the text color. So we can see here I have some green text and some white text, and you can change all of those colors. Now, that's not something you can do with the 868. Then the 878 Plus, so it's basically all of the same features of the 878. The 878 Plus added Bluetooth. Now, that might sound simple, but Bluetooth is really cool for these radios. So if you do a lot of work, ham radio operation on the go, if you're in a vehicle, most vehicles now have Bluetooth built in. You can actually pair this radio up with your vehicle and use its built-in Bluetooth. So how that would work, you would pair it up just like a cell phone to your vehicle, and it will actually use the vehicle's speakers and its microphone, so you don't have to do anything with your radio. Now, you will still have to hit the push-to-talk button, but there's a cool trick the 878 Plus has up its sleeve. They actually give you a push-to-talk button that's Bluetooth as well, so you can strap that on your steering wheel so you can operate completely hands-free. It makes a really great experience for when you're on the go. And then we have this radio, the one that just came out, the 878 UV2 Plus. Now this is probably, to be honest with you, this is the one I will buy. It's the best value for money out there right now because it does everything that these radios do, and it also has the 500,000 digital contact list capacity. So these will only do 200,000. And let me explain why that's important. The actual digital contact list database just crossed over the 200,000 mark. Now what that means is you won't be able to fit that entire list in your radio anymore. Now why would you want to have the list in there, right? So whenever you're talking to someone on the air, on DMR, this radio will actually display their name and their call sign, their information, which is awesome. So if I'm talking to someone, instead of just seeing their number, it'll show me, hey, that's Jeff, KC0, whatever. It'll show you their information, which it makes it a lot of fun. If it wasn't, if you were out of range or something and the signal wasn't super clear, you can actually see their call sign too. It makes it really convenient. And with these radios, they can no longer support the entire list. So for longevity, if you want something that's going to last you a while, you definitely probably want to look at this radio. And then it also has analog APRS receive, which is really cool. We've never seen that before in the AnyTones. This will actually receive APRS location data as well as transmit it. So a lot of cool features with this radio. And for the little bit of extra money, it's definitely the best value out there. But if you simply want a basic analog radio and you want to get into DMR a little bit, maybe one of these others would be a good option. But if you're serious and you want something that will really last you a long time, I definitely recommend this one. But that's what they do. Those are the differences. We can, if you have any questions, we'll take some questions here at the end. But let's go ahead and set up a basic Simplex channel and show you some operation. So we do actually have some show notes in the description. So if you want to follow along with this, or do this afterwards, feel free to stop the video, pause the video, speed it up, anything like that. Slow it down if you need to walk through it with us. The video will be available afterwards for you to reference. So let's go ahead and get started. So we've got a couple radios here. We're just going to set the 868 aside. Work on these two. So let's go ahead and set up our VFO channel. So what we're going to do first, we have to pick a frequency. Obviously it has to be something within the amateur bands. For the VHF frequency I'm going to use today is 146.020. And then I'm going to use 159.8 hertz for our PL tone. Now you don't have to have a PL tone, but I want this to be a little bit more private. Obviously there's no real private with amateur radio, but you can make it so people really don't run into it as easily with a PL tone. So let's go ahead and set it up. So first I want to change a couple of settings just to make things easier for you. So if we go into the menu here, I'm going to go down to settings. Now this radio, let me see. In fact, just to show you this, I'm going to reset this radio 100% real quick so we can start from scratch on one of them at least. We'll set this one up while it's resetting just so there's no differences. So this radio, we'll start with it. We've already set up some of the basic functions. So now we're going to, let's see, we're going to go to settings and we're going to go to, let's see, radio set. And we're going to look for the CTC STE and no signal STE. We're going to look for those settings. Those actually, they can cause some problems if you don't have them set correctly. So we're going to change them real quick. Let me see if I can find them here. Okay, so these two settings right here, the CTC STE and the no signal STE. We want to make sure that those are turned off. Now what can happen if they're not turned off? For analog communication, you can end up having some audio that fades. It will fade in and out, you know, if you're at long distance. So we have found it works best just to turn those off. Let me see, we'll turn this one off as well. Perfect, it's already off, it looks like. So we are set there. Now at this point, now that we've done that, we would want to change our channel name to from frequency to channel, which is already done here. So I tell you what, now that this is reset, we'll go ahead and get this radio set up. So this is going to be a completely fresh slate for you guys, so just like you took the radio out of the box. Wait for this to boot up. Okay, perfect. So we can see it's completely wiped. So we're going to go to settings and radio set, and we're going to go to display function first. So we'll just turn the light time up a little bit. We'll turn that to always so it doesn't turn off on us here. And then the menu exit time, we'll crank that up as well. Perfect. That way menus don't time out and we can do this easier for you guys. Perfect. So now we're going to go change that, make sure that one setting is turned off. The CTC STE. Perfect, it is. We'll double check this one. Nope, it's not, so we'll turn that off. Great, there we go. So we're good to go there. Now we want to change, what you'll do from here is go to channel name. Let me see here. I believe that's under radio set and other function. Find it here real quick. It may be under display. Yep, it's under display. Want to change your channel name from frequency to channel. Now what that's going to do for you is change the text that's displayed to actually show the name as opposed to the frequency. The reason this is important is when we give something a name, we want to be able to find it first off. And also when you're working with digital, quite often you have multiple channels with the same frequency, but different talk groups if you're talking to like a DMR repeater or a hotspot. So we've got that done. Now at this point, we want to set our channel. So we're going to go to back out here and go to channel set. And let's see, we're going to change the channel type from digital to analog. So we're doing a basic analog channel today. Awesome. And P2 is what backs you out, by the way. So if you ever want to back out without deleting anything, you just press P2. And then at this point, we can set our tone. So we're going to, you can either set a transmit tone. This is your PL tone or your CTCSS. You can either set a transmit, a receive, or both. So you can have them different. You can have them, only do one or the other, or you can do both. So today we're just going to do both, and this allows you to do both. So we'll do this real quick. We're going to do 159.8. There we go, perfect. So we have set our tone. Back out of there. Now we need to set, we're going to set the output power. We just need low because we're just talking inside today. Back out of here. And let's see, now we have our receive and transmit frequency. So we're going to go in here and set this up. So you can simply delete what's in there. And we're going to do 146.02, and then just press the pound key, and that will complete your frequency. So if you're ever, typing in a frequency and don't want to type in all its zeros, you just press the pound and it will complete that for you. Then press confirm. Awesome. Back out here real quick. We'll do the transmit. Perfect, it's set up the same, but it is good to check both of them. You want to make sure they're both set to the same thing. Okay, now at this point, we should be pretty much set here on the channel. We're in good shape. So now we scroll back up to the top, now that we've set up our channel, and go to New Channel. And it will give us a number here. We can just leave that alone. It will just populate the next in our channel list. That's fine. And then we'll give it a name here. So let's see what we can do. There we go. We'll do a name it Simplex 1. We'll give that a shot real quick and press confirm. So it doesn't matter, you can just give it any name. Now here's the option to pick what zone it goes into. Now you can actually create more zones as well, but we're just going to use the one zone that's built into the radio here at the time being. There we go. Confirm. Yep, we're going to save that. Awesome. Saving. There we go. So if we back out here, so it looks like we're in the VFO. So if you click on P2, we're now in our zone. So channel 1, 2, 3. So these are some built-in channels with the radio. And there we go. There is our channel. And we can see it's on analog. So great. We're in good shape there. So now we've got this one set up. And the cool part is this is now stored. So this is in the radio. We can turn the radio on and off. You can always go back to this. In that zone 1, we now have our channel that we created. So we're going to do the same thing over here real quick. Now, if you're not planning to use the channel again, and you just want to simply use one real quick, you can actually just go to your VFO and punch in your channel and type it in real quick. So, if you're going on a quick hike with some friends who are also amateur radio operators and wanting to talk to each other real quick, you could just punch that in. You don't have to save it as a channel. But if you intend to use it a lot, you can definitely save it. So let's go ahead and set it up over here real quick as well. So we'll just go to settings, channel set, and change our options real quick. Low power. Make sure we're on analog. And we'll set our tone, 159.8. Perfect. And then power is low, yep. And our receive frequency, 146.02, pound sign. And transmit frequency, let's see, was our, looks like, okay, that must not be quite right. So we're going to change that real quick. 146.02. Looks like I hit the wrong key there, so fix that. Perfect. Make sure the transmit's correct now, which it is. Awesome. And we're in good shape here. So we're going to go back up to the top and give it a name. Save it as a channel. It's a new channel. And that's fine, 159. Now at this point, we'll just give it a name real quick. Awesome, then hit confirm. And let's go ahead and put this one in, we'll just put it in our SkyBridge zone here real quick. Awesome. Great, so we are in good shape. Now it looks like we still have this radio set up doing the APRS. So we're in the SkyBridge zone. Now we can go over and find this new channel we created. Yep, there it is. Great, awesome. So we can see it there. Now at this point, everything looks correct. We can try it out. So I'm going to take this radio here. We'll turn up the volume on the radios. And we'll give it a shot. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is W3AMG. There we go, awesome. So it's transmitting, it works. That's the cool thing with these Simplex analog channels. It's instant, there's no delay at all. So it can be a lot of fun. You know, if you're out hiking with your buddies, we actually quite often, my amateur radio friends and I tend to do this on road trips. We'll have a couple radios sitting around, just set them up on a Simplex frequency, and it's a great way to communicate. A lot of fun can be had even with just a couple radios. Now, obviously, they can do a lot more than that. You can, with this radio, you can actually get on the air and talk to people all around the world on DMR, but they can do simple stuff like this too. So hopefully that was able to help you guys. Now, if you have questions about any of these radios, you know, what they can do for you, what the right one is for your specific situation. You know, I understand everyone's in a different boat. Everyone has different needs and different wants. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. So feel free to give us a call anytime, 816-824 or 816-532-8451 and press 2. Again, that is 816-532-8451 and press 2, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. But let's go ahead and do some questions.
In regards to the Bluetooth feature, I've had issues with using the 878 UV2 with some cheaper headphones. It would disconnect after 5 minutes or so. Does the radio only work with the A2DP type Bluetooth?
That's a great question, actually. So the Bluetooth, from our experience, has been pretty much universal. We haven't had really many issues with it. You know, there's the occasional system. I think it doesn't work with systems with like 5-digit codes, but almost everything, there's almost nothing that has that. And, you know, most every vehicle we've tried it in, most of the headsets have worked fine. So no, it certainly doesn't have to be an AnyTone headset. You should be able to use it with most headsets. You know, there are going to be the oddball ones out there that it doesn't work with, but for the most part, people have been able to use it with almost everything. We've had people use it with their motorcycle helmets, the Sena headsets. It works great with that. So I definitely recommend trying it with some other Bluetooth devices. You know, if you're having the same problem, it could have an issue, but there's a good possibility that it might just be that one specific case. But you know, do some more troubleshooting on it. Send us a video. We'll take a look at it for you.
Pressing the pound key to fill in the zeros is a cool tip. Is there any other small cool tips with these radios you can let us know about?
Sure, actually, there's a lot. That's definitely a cool tip. There's a couple things. Now, this radio, we'll take a look at this for a second. You have your main channel up here, but you also have your sub-channel. Now, some people like that. Personally, what I prefer is just to program a button to switch between the main channel and the sub-channel. You can very easily do that. Just go to your custom button programming and set it up to do that. And what I like to do is actually turn off the sub-channel display. So I believe, I usually do this on the CPS, so we'll see if I can find it here real quick. But if you go to settings, we'll see if we can find it. Probably under radio set. No, it's probably under radio set. And let's see. subchannel hide. I like to actually turn that, let's see if that works, to off. Wait for this APRS to work real quick. There we go, and then you can just see your main channel. You know, personal preference, there's a lot of cool little tips you can do like that. That's a great idea though. You know what, I like that. I think we ought to do a stream on that in the future. Little tips to make your radio more user-friendly. But I like to do this so I can only focus on what I'm interested in.
Do these radios have FM or is it just DMR?
Absolutely, so these radios work with standard, you know, FM analog repeaters as well. In fact, that's what we did here today. Now, unless you're referring to FM music, the music channels, in which they can do that as well. It's actually really easy to set up. We won't do it here because we probably can't play live music on the stream, but it's very easy to set that up and you can listen to your local radio stations. But I'm assuming you're talking about analog FM as in amateur radio, and yes, they can absolutely do that. But either way, they can.
What kind of range can you get on a simplex frequency for radio-to-radio communication?
It's a great question. So that really depends on a lot of factors. You know, it depends on your terrain, what the conditions are, how wooded your area is. It can affect a little bit if you're VHF or UHF. A lot of things go into play there. But as for just a basic, you know, here's what you could, you know, probably 2 miles is a good rule of thumb. But like I said, it really varies depending on your location. You know, if you're out in the desert, perfectly flat, you know, theoretically with a radio, you can go line of sight with only about a watt or so. You could go line of sight, which line of sight can, if you have a perfect conditions and flat, could be about 40 miles before the Earth, you know, starts to become too round for that. But realistically, in most situations, probably about 2 miles or so if you're just talking ground to ground. Now, if you're talking to a repeater, you can go a lot further. But like I said, it's going to depend a lot on your situation. So, you know, try it out for yourself.
Can you explain what a subchannel is?
A subchannel, absolutely. So the subchannel that we just turned off here is basically just the same as the main channel. It just allows you to have another channel stored and ready to switch to. So let's say the situation we were talking about on the road trip. So I've got my radio here and my couple buddies that are behind me. We're all going to the same place. We wanted to have a way to communicate with each other. So we have our simple analog channel. But I'm also an amateur radio operator, and I really want to enjoy talking to some DMR folks on the trip, you know, just for fun. So I could have my sub-channel set up and then have my main channel. And if I wanted to talk to my buddies, I can easily just press a button, switch over to that, talk to them, and then press the button, switch back, and I'm on the air talking to people around the world.
Can the same code plugs be used with different AnyTone platforms?
Great question. Not quite. You can certainly use the same information. If you actually just import the specific code plug, it's not going to work, but it's a very easy solution. In fact, we have a video that shows you how to do it. You would simply go to Tool, Export, and then Export all that information out of your one code plug. And then in your new code plug, go to Tool, Import, Import all, and, import all of that information into your new code plug. And you will have to change a couple, you know, settings in the optional settings. It's the only thing that won't transfer, but realistically, yes, you can do that. But it's a little bit more complicated, but it's very easy, so you can certainly do it.
Can you save the talk groups, then use them in multiple channels so you don't have to keep making them over?
It's a good question. So yeah, you can absolutely save talk groups. I guess I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that question, but yeah, you can save talk groups and you can add them to channels. You shouldn't have to make anything over and over again. No, not at all. You will have to create, like if you're talking to a DMR repeater, most likely you'd want to create multiple channels, you know, one for each talk group. If you're planning to use them, that would be the practical way to do it, but you shouldn't have to create talk groups over and over again now.
What is turbo power?
Turbo power. So on these radios, on this radio, turbo on UHF is going to get you 6 watts, and on VHF it will get you 7. So that's just the maximum power. You have low, medium, high, and turbo. So typically that's going to be used for long range. So if you're having trouble hitting your repeater, if you live out in the middle of nowhere and it's kind of on the fringe, you bump it up to turbo power and you can hit it, or anything long range, turbo. Now, if you're talking to people who are right next to you, or if you have a hotspot, you probably want it on low, because it may actually, one, perform better because you don't need to drive all that RF energy into your hotspot that's sitting right next to you. Two, obviously you're not going to have all that power just all the time. And three, you're going to save your battery life. So power is a great thing to change based on your situation.
What happens when you reach the 200,000 contact limit on the 878?
So that's a great question. When you reach the 200,000 contact list limit, the digital contact list on the older radios, basically what that means is you can't add any more contacts. There's some people who've gone out there and filtered them, well, I only want contacts from this region, and they can, you can squeeze by for a little bit longer if you want. If you have the radio, there's a few workarounds, but realistically, at some point, if you want to have that contact list in there, you'll probably want to upgrade to a radio with a bigger list.
How long does the battery life typically last?
So the battery life on these radios is great, actually. It's some of the best battery life I've seen on handheld radios. I've got quite a few, and I love this for the battery life. I mean, this one, it's been telling us for a week or two now that it needs charging, and off and on, that message will pop up if you have it up for a while, and it's still running. It is impressive, the battery life. Now, they're a 3,100 milliamp hour battery, so somewhere about 30 hours or so is expected. Now, it's going to depend. If you're transmitting on turbo power all day long, you're not going to get quite that much power out of it. But the battery life is impressive. You'll be happy with it. I like to get a couple batteries. I have one on the charger and then one in the radio. That's the cool thing about the charger it comes with. You can actually charge the battery separate from the radio. The battery just pops off. You can slap that in the charger and it will, charge it and then stop when it's full. And you can just pull the battery off there, slap it on your radio, and you're ready to go. So I just leave one on the charger, and when it comes time to change it out, take that one off, put it on the radio, and then put my new battery on the charger.
What is the battery life of the Bluetooth?
The Bluetooth, yeah, so it actually has pretty good battery life as well. I don't have a number on it for you. Haven't worked with it as much, the Bluetooth push-to-talk button, but we haven't experienced much battery problems with it. Maybe charge it up if you use it heavily. Maybe charge it up once a week and you'll be fine. But other than that, you're going to be set for a long time on them. They don't tend to run out. In fact, when we made the video to show you how it worked, it was difficult to get it to run out of power.
Would the 878 UV2 Bluetooth capabilities work for Bluetooth-capable hearing aids?
They will, actually. I know a variety of customers who have purchased it for specifically that reason. Absolutely. Hey, John Mickler on the stream. Good to have you here. I didn't see you. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, absolutely. So you can use it with your Bluetooth hearing aids. For the most part, it's been compatible with most everything we've seen. Can't guarantee it, but definitely give it a shot.
Is there a comprehensive cheat sheet out there that you can recommend that covers functions that the manual does not?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best place to learn about your radio once you get it is going to be BridgeCom University. So that's a $97 course. Now, what we actually do is throw it in for free with a radio purchase. So instead of buying your radio and then spending the extra $97 to get that, just buy your radio from us and we'll give it to you for free. And that's going to have over 100, I think it's over 150 now, videos in it that walk you through almost everything about the radio, very comprehensive. And not only this, a lot of people don't know this, there's actually written guides in there too. So for those of you who prefer to read your information or print it out, there is written information in there as well. There's some awesome guides.
Are these radios waterproof, and to what degree?
Great question. No, these are not waterproof radios. If you splash a little bit of water on it, you'd probably be okay. But don't take it out in a big rainstorm without it, being under something. Don't throw it in the pool. It's not going to hold up to that. They're very durable radios, but they are not 100% watertight.
How do you know what frequencies and repeaters I use when you program the plug-and-play package?
It's a great question. So the plug-and-play package, here is the really neat thing about it. Because we're using the SkyBridge, it basically acts as your own personal repeater. So we allow you to use it and then get on the Brandmeister network that way, as opposed to talking to a local DMR repeater and getting on the Brandmeister network through it. That means we can program everything for you beforehand, regardless of if you have a local repeater or where that is or what that information is. Now, unfortunately, we can't really set up local repeaters, but because of that, there's really no need to. So that allows you to get on the air straight away, and it's a great starting point. Most folks will use that for a while and then decide, well, hey, I want to try this too. And then they already have an example to go from, so you can just go in there and start, hey, okay, I want to make a new channel. So then you can easily see, okay, this is how the channel was made, and then copy that and create a new channel. And if any of you guys have questions about the plug-and-play package, any of these radios, any other mobile radios we sell, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and press 2. We'll be more than happy to help you.
Scanning confuses me. Is it possible to scan amongst analog and digital channels? Will scan stop for a while if traffic is present and then move on? Is it tied to the zone?
Sure. So scanning is actually tied to scan lists. So you would create a scan list and then put whatever channels you want in there. It's not tied to any zones. So you would just basically put the channels you want in that scan list, and then it will run down the scan list. Now it's not really a scanner. It has a scan function, but it's not going to operate like a scanner. This is good for a few repeaters or a few channels like the weather channels. That's great for that. But if you're wanting to scan hundreds of channels very fast, probably not. You probably want to find yourself an actual scanner. But for most of us who just want to scan, like I scan the weather channels all the time on mine, and some basic channels like that, it's perfect. And I saw a question on here actually to do with what if they were Part 97 or Part 90. So they are absolutely Part 97 for amateur, but they are Part 90 certified as well. Now we typically sell two different versions. They're all Part 90, but really the commercial version, which is the same price, we set it up to work for commercial. Difference in that is it'll have the VFO all locked out, so you have to program with the CPS, but you're going to be able to use commercial channels. So for all of you out there who are not so much into the amateur radio, but want them for commercial applications, we can hook you up as well. But for the most part, everyone, I would recommend getting the amateur version if that's what your use is.
Is there a remote mic for the 878 like the 578?
So the 878, absolutely. We have a speaker mic, the BCS 200, and a few different headsets as well. If you want a Bluetooth headset, a wired, security style headset, a speaker mic, absolutely, we can get you set up with that.
If you want a better antenna than the OEM, which one do you recommend?
So a couple different options there. That's a great question. Antenna is a big part of the radio. The stock antennas on these, the newer ones, are actually pretty good. I've had good luck with them. Now, if you want something better, which a lot of us do, and in fact I did as well, probably the Nagoya line is going to be your best bet for antennas that actually mount to the radio. I've had great luck with the 771 and the 320A. The 771 is, I believe, 15.6 inches, and the 328, it's actually a tri-band antenna. It's a little bit longer, but you will get better performance out of it than the 771. So just a matter of if you want the 17-inch or the 15-inch, which one to go with. Both of them are going to give you some good performance. And then also, if you're in a vehicle, I have one of these as well, a mag mount antenna. We have I believe it's a BCA 300. It's a little mag mount antenna that will go on top of your vehicle, and it will screw right into your radio. That's going to be a big difference if you're out on the road. It'll make a big difference for you.
Can the keypad be locked to prevent accidental changes?
That's a great question. I don't remember off the top of my head if you can lock the keypad or not. I want to say there's a way to do that, but I don't know for sure. So, let us know. We'd be more than happy to help you with that. Give us a call. We'll find out for you. Yeah, it's a great question. It's been a long time since I messed around with locking keypads, so I'm not sure if it can do that or not. But give us a call and we'll get you the answer.
Can I monitor air, EMS, and other services on these radios?
Not quite. Which services?
Air, EMS, and other services.
Air. Okay. I understand. Air, EMS, and other services. So these radios are not going to have the airband, or you won't be able to monitor air traffic from airplanes. EMS, potentially. It depends on what your local EMS uses. Most police departments' EMS and everything is switching over, or has already switched over, to P25. So these are not going to do that. That's more of a lockdown system for them. But if they're still running either just a basic analog channel or a DMR channel, you can scan it.
If I get BridgeCom University, how long do I have access to classes for?
It's a great question. So actually, when you purchase a subscription to BridgeCom University or buy a radio that's included with, you are going to get lifetime access to it. So there's no, having to pay for it again. It doesn't expire. You're going to have lifetime access to it. And not to mention, you're going to have the updated content that comes to that course as we create more content down the road. So it's an ever-growing library that you're purchasing.
I have the AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus. Can I buy the SkyBridge?
Absolutely. So if you have the radio and you're just missing the SkyBridge, you can purchase the SkyBridge from our website or give us a call, 816-532-8451, and press 2, and we'll be more than happy to get you taken care of. Now, if you're interested in the plug and play, what we can actually do for people is, if you've already bought the radio but having trouble getting it set up and don't want to spend the invest your own time into it, you just want to get on the air, we can help you with that too, with the plug and play. So you get the SkyBridge and the plug and play service, and just send back your radio, and then we'll take care of it all and ship it back to you free of charge, and you'll be on the air. So either way there, definitely get yourself set up with a SkyBridge. You won't regret it. They're a lot of fun.
How long will the radio retain its memory when the battery dies or isn't used for an extended period of time?
That's a great question. We really, I don't believe, have done any testing on that. We've had some radios without a battery in them for a long time, and probably about a year, and haven't had any trouble, but I couldn't give you a number there. We've never tested that. So if any of you guys have and know about that, it would be great to know. I don't know if it's something that it needs power to retain that memory or not. It may not. It may just be stored on some kind of a chip that it may not need any power to retain that memory. I doubt it would, but definitely be worthwhile knowing.
Can you use the Bluetooth functionality to hook it up to your phone when not near the internet?
So unfortunately, there's no way to really hook the radio up to your phone per se. There isn't really anything like that. That's basically what the SkyBridge does. So you can use the SkyBridge with your phone. The SkyBridge is the gateway that allows you to take your radio signal and transfer it to the Brandmeister network over the internet. Same thing a repeater is going to do for you. A local repeater that's DMR, you're transmitting it's simply doing the same thing as the SkyBridge and taking that signal and putting it on the Brandmeister network.
All right, it appears we have a winner for today's giveaway.
Awesome. So we have a winner for today's giveaway. So this is really exciting, folks. Make sure you don't go anywhere just yet. If they don't show up, I know so far we've had everyone show up, but we have done giveaways before where people don't. So, don't go away just yet, because if this person doesn't show up, we will draw another winner. So let's see who it is.
The winner is Pamela Mikos, call sign N1ZKH.
N1ZKH, are you in the house? Let's see, give it a second here. And if they are here, they've just won themselves a brand new 878 Plus radio. Let's find out. Are they here? N1ZKH, are you in the house? So we'll give it a little bit of time here. There's sometimes a delay in the stream and the comments. So let's see. Awesome. This is exciting. So stick around, folks. We may have to draw another winner. We'll see if they show up here real quick. Alrighty, let's see. Not seeing anyone yet. If any of you guys know who he is, let him know real quick. See if we can get him back on here. Is he in the house?
It looks like they're here.
Let's see. He's confirmed? Awesome, perfect. So we have a winner. Congratulations to you. You have just won yourself a brand new 878 Plus radio. We'll get that out to you. So thank each and every one of you for showing up today. Wouldn't be possible without you. Hope you learned something. We're doing one of these streams every week at 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday. So make sure you tell your friends about it. You know, if they're new to DMR, new to radio, want to learn more about it, this is a great resource for them. We'd love to help you guys. That's what ham radio is all about. And if you're interested in a even bigger giveaway, our new giveaway is actually going to be going live later today. So make sure you stay tuned to the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss that. And with that, hope you have a great day. I'm Cody W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems 7.3.